Well, this sweater was probably not the best choice to wear in this video. It like practically blends into the wall. But hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is for you if you have your Saturn in Libra. So this series is about what success means to you based on your Saturn placement. So if you have Saturn in Libra, just like all the Saturn and air signs, success manifests through the interactions that you have with people. This is Saturn and air signs have more success, or they see their success materialize through their relationship dynamics, through their communication, through how sound their ideas are, their mental states, that kind of thing. So this is actually directly seen when Saturn is in Libra, because Libra rules relationships and partnerships. So you can actually see, like, you'll be able to tell how successful your Saturn is currently based on how well your relationships are going. Now, I don't want to say that and make it sound like, oh, if things come up, that means your relationship is automatically bad or you're not doing your Saturn work. It's not like that. It's just, if things come up and you're able to handle the conflict, either by walking away when you feel like you need to, or by dealing with the issue right away. It really just depends on what you've done with your Saturn. So Libra, what it symbolizes is an opposition. And oppositions are, I mean, I've done a whole video on the essence of Libra if you are interested in what Libra actually is, and you could understand what Saturn is trying to structure within Libra based on what Libra represents. And I have a video talking about what that is. Opposites are connected by some link that they both share in order to actually be connected in an opposition, if that makes sense. That was kind of a weird way to describe it. So what Saturn does, because Saturn is the planet of structure and forms, and it makes things solid, it makes them real, it makes them tangible. So when Saturn comes into the sign of Libra, that is about oppositions and seeing two sides simultaneously, like they're not separate things, there's a connection between these two things. Saturn structures the oppositions of Libra. And this is why you see the success of Saturn and Libra readily in your relationships, because there's like no better physical representation of an opposition than a relationship. This is what the 7th house is about. It's about other people and the way that they mirror you, the way that you mirror them. That is a lot of what relationships are about. I mean, it's before you kind of, get a handle of yourself, which is part of the Saturn and Libra lesson, is understanding this dynamic and understanding where you end, structuring yourself so that the other person in front of you is a structured person as well. So you're no longer losing yourself in that dynamic. Instead, you're recognizing where the link is between you and another person. What is it about you two that keeps you connected? And this could be for anybody. This doesn't have to just be romantic relationships. This could be with friendships, family relationships, business relationships, any work relationships, teacher-student relationships. You are able to, the success of Saturn is seen in the way that you are able to really, really understand two points of view. Like you are able, because you structure them mentally. This is like your biggest asset is your mental ability to see two sides at once. See, Gemini, the difference there is that Gemini doesn't really, Saturn structures the Gemini information by just making it real in their mind. They collect it and it becomes a solid piece of information that they hold. You carry that even further by making it, by seeing the connection between them. And you make them solid viewpoints that can be built upon, like on the rest of the zodiac. These opposing sides can be really built upon. So in a way, because Saturn also rules like systems of government and stuff like that. So this is like, and Saturn, the way that I'm calling this series is like making it a success factor. You know, what it is about you that pushes you to achieve, and also just makes you an asset in general overall, because Saturn is like the tangible success that we create. So for you, this kind of makes you able to actually form solid systems of people, like operations of people, because you can see opposing sides and see and find the balance with them. Like you can see where one person lacks here and another person lacks here. Like I know that Libra gets the rep of being like not like as, I guess, like assertive maybe as Aries, but I think a Saturn and Libra person could actually be like a very good business person, or like a lawyer or a judge, something like that, something where you could actually objectively see, because that's what the success is when you're able to be objective. You're able to just separate yourself from other people, but not in a bad way. The challenge is when you lose sight of the boundaries between people, between views, different viewpoints. When you lose sight of what connects things together. And that's why Saturn challenges you with maybe people that make you think things about yourself that aren't true, or maybe challenges you in understanding how to make relationships work and really being able to solve problems. Because Saturn wants you to achieve this. Saturn wants you to be able to pick these pieces apart and balance them out and find where things are missing on both sides. And you see this in your relationships because you're able to see what your stuff is that's coming into the relationship, what you're bringing, who you are, and how that is contributing to any relational issues, and you're able to see what the other person is bringing as well. It just becomes something that is its own thing, but it by no means is like compartmentalized. It just is balanced out. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. And when it balances out, which is what you do, you balance this out, it's able to find what the commonality is. And that's, what a lot of relational stuff has to do with. When you have an issue, you both have your sides of the argument and your sides of the story, and it's about seeing where you both meet up and how you can both be happy with what you have. So I hope that this helped you understand the success of Saturn and Libra. It's a very strong, solid placement. This is a really, really good Saturn placement. So I hope you can recognize the value of it and how important it is for the world. So I hope that this helped you, and thank you for watching.